Straight ahead on 12 News Weekend, a new grocery store eyes a second Northwest Metro location. Then,
the peanut butter and jelly French toast, it rocks. It really rocks.
From a Robbinsdale kitchen to the state fair, check out this new fair food. But first, school districts find creative solutions for the new all-day kindergarten. 12 News Weekend starts right now. Hello everyone. With school starting in just over a week, some districts are scrambling to find space for students.
The all-day kindergarten program is making some cramped classrooms even more crowded. Sonia Goins shows us what one school in Plymouth is doing to find space.
We've been in here since last Friday.
Kathleen Bernard is busy getting her classroom ready for the new school year.
Takes a lot to set up that room.
Things will be different this year.
Getting it ready.
Mrs. Bernard's room is one of 4 kindergarten classes being held at Central Middle School.
We most definitely miss our home school, but really this is going to be a lovely setup for us. It's ready for us. They've got the rooms set.
We're packed.
Sam Fredrickson is the principal at Birchview Elementary. He says the building is bulging at the seams.
A building that's designed for somewhere in the 550, we're up almost to 650 right now with students.
All-day kindergarten only increased those numbers.
When all-day kindergarten came online, we needed more space. And the thought was, okay, we can maybe still cram 2 classrooms into the building, but we can't have all 4 in our building.
So the school decided to move all kindergartners to Central Middle School. The younger students will have their own space.
So this is the kindergarten wing, guys. This is where you get to be the best role models for the young kids.
The kindergartners will also have separate bathrooms and play areas, but the school nurses will share duties. Now, just because kindergartners are down the street at Central Middle School doesn't mean that they're out of the loop at Birchview Elementary. They'll come back here for school assemblies and other activities.
I knew our school was crowded.
Carrie Moss isn't really worried about her son Tyler going to kindergarten with the big kids.
No, I think they're going to keep them divided enough that it won't be an issue.
And Tyler isn't giving it a second thought either. He would rather play with his school supplies. Are you excited?
Yeah.
In Plymouth, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
All but one elementary school in the Wayzata School District is full to capacity. A new elementary school should be completed by 2016.
In Brooklyn Center, volunteers are working to make one school more artsy with an eye toward closing the achievement gap. Dozens of volunteers spend time painting, gardening, and doing other projects as part of a new mission to integrate the arts into all aspects of a child's education. The efforts kick off Northport's first year as a turnaround arts school, one of only 4 in Minnesota. The designation means teachers and staff will use the arts to increase student engagement.
I'm hoping that it would empower them to want to know more and to go further, you know, and so I'm sure that it's going to do that for them. It's going to help them to motivate them, to want to say, hey, you know, I love my school, I believe in my school, I believe in my teachers, I believe I can achieve.
The Turnaround Arts Initiative costs about $1 million. The district is paying for it using federal funds as well as money from the State Arts Board and the state legislature. Well, Plymouth police are looking for suspects in a series of credit card thefts.
It started with thefts of valuables from parked cars. Now there's thousands of dollars in fraudulent charges across the metro.
They seem to be targeting vehicles that are unlocked and then taking purses or other valuables that are laying around.
Plymouth police are investigating 7 thefts from auto cases, including 3 that occurred at this dog park along County Road 42. Credit cards stolen from those vehicles are now racking up charges at retailers across the metro, and they're often being used to purchase gift cards.
They range anywhere from $800 to up to $10,000 in credit card fraud and purchases of gift cards from various retailers. And oftentimes, I think the gift cards, they like those because they're very hard to track.
Take a close look at these photos. Plymouth police have identified this woman as the suspect. She was seen using one of those stolen credit cards. If you recognize her or if you have any information, you are asked to call Plymouth police.
In our Week in Review, a man accused of killing 2 women pleads guilty in one case and is expected to enter a guilty plea in another. In February of 2013, the body of 18-year-old Brittany Clardy was found in a car that was towed away from a Brooklyn Park apartment complex. Clardy met Alberto Palmer through the website Backpage.com. Palmer was accused of choking and beating Clardy and leaving her body in the car. Palmer has pleaded guilty to second-degree intentional murder, which carries a sentence of 40 years in prison. The plea deal also includes the death of 24-year-old Clarissa Cook. Her body was found in the trunk of a car that had been left in a grocery store parking lot in Brooklyn Park. A Liberian doctor met with people in Brooklyn Park to talk about Ebola and the threat in West Africa. Dr. Alfredma Cheser runs a private clinic in Liberia and cannot fly home because of the current epidemic. So she is talking about the disease and collecting medical supplies. We have information on where to donate on our website, 12.tv. And finally, Hyvee announced this week that the company wants to build a grocery store in Maple Grove. The company is eyeing property near Hemlock Lane and Elm Creek Boulevard. That proposal will go before the City Planning Commission in September. Hyvee already plans to open a store in New Hope next fall.
The home building boom continues in Plymouth as the city approves dozens of new home sites. Plymouth's Planning Commission okayed plans for 123 new homes in 4 separate developments this week. This 28-acre site near the intersection of County Road 47 and Lawndale Lane will be called Ridgecrest at Elm Creek. It will be divided into 57 single-family lots.
We were actually quite busy all the way through the recession with new lot platting and new homes. We're averaging around 250 homes a year. Oftentimes what you'll see is they'll get approval of a large project, but then it will come in phases over multiple years.
Another site near Bass Lake Road and Nathan Lane was approved back in 2005, but because of the economic downturn, the developer waited until now to begin construction.
It's a relief for Metro bus commuters in Brooklyn Park who use the crowded park and ride lot on Noble Parkway. A brand new lot opens on Monday. It includes many environmentally friendly features: geothermal heating and cooling, solar panels, LED lighting, and free electric vehicle charging stations. Metro officials say they built the park and ride to keep up with growing demand.
Brooklyn Park as a community has grown, more jobs, more people, and we expect that to continue, and so we are building for the future here.
The park and ride costs $10 million. Officials hope to get some of that money back with the cash they'll save on energy costs. Well, a remarkable grandfather is on a mission for his granddaughter. Find out what he's doing coming up next.
And later in sports, Park Center's girls soccer team is set for a very big season.
But first, your AccuWeather forecast.
Welcome back. A grandparent's love for a child knows few boundaries.
That's never been more true than in the case of David Kuhn, who's taking extreme measures to help his granddaughter Kylie fight cystic fibrosis. With school not yet in session, the Champlin Park football field serves as a practice space for the band.
Ready? Yep.
But if you look closely this week at the surrounding track, you'll find David Kuhn making the rounds.
The principal and the activities director just welcomed me with open arms.
David made his way here from DeKalb, Illinois, and he's on a mission to run 20 miles a day around the perimeter states of the U.S. until he reaches 11,000 miles. But he's not doing it for personal gain.
I have a 12-year-old granddaughter that has cystic fibrosis. It's a pretty terrible disease.
So day after day, week after week, David finds himself on a different track in a different state, running with different people, all in the name of his granddaughter.
Whatever it takes to raise money for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
His partner this morning is Brent Johnson of Champlin.
I thought I'd come out here and run with him. It'd be pretty cool experience just to meet David and it's really impressive, what he's doing.
Impressive not just because of the miles he's accumulating, but because David is also blind. Has been since an accident with a drunk driver back in 1981.
No anger, no sadness. Wouldn't mind having my eyesight back. But it's not, the end of the world.
Yet he says his impairment is nothing compared to what his granddaughter endures every day.
They develop an awful lot of mucus in the body, and it's really thick, awful stuff.
So until he's run the equivalent of 420 marathons and achieved his goal of raising $500,000 on behalf of Kylie, this 62-year-old will keep at it.
All I have to do is think about my granddaughter, my daughter, and all those people I've met along the way with cystic fibrosis, and I think really, come on, quit complaining.
Well, for more information about David's journey and how you can donate to help fight cystic fibrosis, you can go to our website at 12.tv. Shannon, I've met a lot of remarkable people in this job, but he's truly up there. I mean, so not only is he going to all these different states, he's trying to stay with people too, complete strangers. He's just saying, hey, I'm trying to raise money for my granddaughter. Do you have a couch or a bed that I can crash on? It's a remarkable story.
Very passionate. I know a lot of people appreciate what he's doing.
Absolutely. Well, a new state fair food from a Robbinsdale group will show you what you can try.
And then we'll have plenty of new faces, but the Osseo football team is aiming for another strong season, and that's coming up in sports with Jay Wilcox.
Welcome back. Jay Wilcox joins us now with sports, and summer's coming to a close, so we're talking about fall sports now already.
That's right. Girls soccer season's already underway here, and now it's kind of full speed ahead for all these teams once the games start. With the softball and basketball teams having won state titles in recent seasons, girls sports at Park Center have enjoyed a good run of late. The 2014 edition of Pirates Girls Soccer is looking to add to the fun. It's a group that's played a lot of soccer together, and the Park Center girls are excited about the possibilities for this season.
It's my favorite time of the year because our team is really close, which is what I think makes us so good, because not only do we have chemistry like on the field, but we also have it off.
We have a big senior class. I think we have 11 seniors on our roster, so that's going to be a great year for us.
The Pirates have a good mix of returners like goalkeeper Emily Nelson, forward Jill Rosby, the Du Bois sisters, McKenna and Megan, plus newcomers like Molly Monson. It makes for a good blend of talents.
Yeah, we have a lot of talent returning, and we have a couple new players that are starting on our squad, and they should raise our skill level a lot. So.
The Pirates were just over the 500 mark overall last season and went 3-6-1 in the rugged Northwest Suburban Conference, before losing a tough one to Totino Grace in the Section 5A title game. They want to become the first Pirates girls soccer team to reach the state tournament and also compete well against conference powers.
Our conference is definitely tough. We have teams like Centennial, Maple Grove, who are always really strong. But I think that we're going to come up and surprise people, and most people don't see Park Center as a threat, but we'll definitely shock some people out there this season.
I think they've put a lot of pressure on themselves with, trying to get that last win to get into the state tournament. We've lost in shootouts or we've lost in the finals.
It'll take hard work, but this could be a team that breaks new ground for Pirates girls soccer. The Pirates beat Maranatha 8-0 in their season opener on Thursday. Well, Osseo football teams are typically senior heavy, which means rebuilding is an annual rite of summer for the Orioles. Here's Jason Malillo with their training camp report.
Bring it up right here we go. The challenge every summer for Osseo is piecing together a new football team, but the Orioles are usually pretty good at it.
A lot of our kids haven't played football from they were 6 years old on, like the rest of the teams that we play. So we get these kids when they're 15, 16, and it takes a lot of work in a quick amount of time. So it's some tough coaching over here sometimes, but it's really rewarding when we kind of figure it out and teach them what to do.
Osseo hopes to put another tough defense on the field this fall. Senior Kefa Anyangor is one of only 2 returning starters, and he'll lead the linebackers with help from Cameron Monson. On the defensive line, the Orioles will look to captain Jake Shopper.
We're never the biggest, but what we do have is we have the skill set, we have the footwork, we have the technique, we play low, and I'm probably like one of the bigger guys, but we don't have that. With all every year we have small D-line and offensive line, so it's definitely harder, but with our technique and with the coaching, we do just fine.
Junior Malik Gillard will run the offense. Behind him will be running backs Justin Ekiyor and Prince Krua. Krua rushed for nearly 700 yards and scored 10 touchdowns last year, and teaming with Ekiyor should give the Orioles a nice 1-2 punch.
Me and Prince, I don't know, we have some good chemistry. I like running with Prince, he likes running with me, and we work well together. So yeah, I think we're going to be good.
Osseo will certainly test its mettle by challenging some of the best teams around. The Orioles are at Minnetonka in Week 2, at Eden Prairie in Week 3, and end the regular season at Maple Grove and home against Totino Grace.
I'd way rather play Eden Prairie on a Friday night than some team that we've beat by 40 the last 3 years. So give us a chance. You know, that's going to be a battle. We will be the underdog, there's no doubt. But with Eden Prairie, Minnetonka early on in our schedule, and Maple Grove and Totino, we got our hands full. But come playoff time, we'll be ready.
Osseo's run to the state tournament last season was the first since 1993, but this group of Orioles wants to make sure 2014 isn't the start of another long drought. Jason Malillo, 12 Sports.
Osseo returns 5 starters, 2 on defense, 3 on offense. They were 9-2 last year, advancing to the state quarterfinals in Class 6A. This is Coach Darren Lamper's 10th season, and they open Thursday, August 28th against Northwest Suburban newcomer Irondale. So there's a chance that they could be just as good, but with that schedule, the record may not look quite as good.
I know, but they're optimistic.
Yeah,
not lacking in confidence
Yeah,
there.
they don't back down, that's for sure.
All right, good to see. Thanks. If you're headed out to the Minnesota State Fair, we've got a new food for you to try.
We'll tell you what they are serving up at the Robbinsdale OES Dining Hall coming up next. The Minnesota State Fair is a tradition for many local families.
And volunteering at the fair is a tradition for one Robbinsdale group. The Robbinsdale OES Dining Hall is one of the longest running diners at the fair, but this year they decided to do something a little bit different.
Come on inside, folks. Don't have to eat your food in the street.
A steamy start at the Minnesota State Fair.
We have breakfast here that we serve starting at 7 a.m.
Doesn't keep people from finding the food and fun of this end of summer tradition.
Breakfast, breakfast, breakfast. Come on inside, folks. Home-style cooking right from downtown Robbinsdale.
With so many choices, for those who can't decide.
Scrambled eggs, sausage, hash browns, blueberry pancakes, wild rice pancakes, biscuits and gravy. Oh, so good.
They could get reeled in.
It'll stick to your ribs and other parts of your body.
This right here is our line where everybody gets the food.
And maybe fall in love with a new favorite.
Yeah, we got a new food this year, which is the peanut butter and jelly French toast.
This is where the magic happens, most definitely.
Since 1937, the Robbinsdale OES Dining Hall has served up breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I think it's time to make a change, and we needed to make a change after 77 years of having the same menu.
It looks so delicious.
So this year, they cooked up something new.
It's a majority of people that are getting the peanut butter and the French toast, yes.
What child doesn't like a PBJ French toast?
For $5, this is what you get. The newest sensation at the State Fair, peanut butter and jelly French toast. It's crisp and sweet on the outside, creamy peanut butter and jelly on the inside. What's not to like? I liked it, and I'm not alone.
It rocks. It really rocks.
Delicious, actually. There's enough peanut butter in it to feed an army.
You gotta try everything at least once.
Much of the opening day crowd was out to try the new food.
It literally melts in your mouth.
It is awesome, just awesome.
With volunteers hoping this new food is one that will stick around.
And this is a good thing for all of us, and we're excited about it.
Robbinsdale OES Dining Hall is located between the Giant Slide and the Food Building, so if you're headed out to the fair, check it out this weekend. We'll see you next time.